or the posting of the Batch B of the 2012 core members, well, we thought it was already taken care of until the minister did say, well, it is a compulsory assignment that everyone must go to their area of primary assignment. Well, joining to look at the NYSC posting and the developments is the immediate past president of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Sotade George. Well, George, good to have you join us this morning.
It's my pleasure being here.
Yesterday was another story, even though, well, we'll come to that, about the rumor that went around yesterday about a particular camp somewhere in the country. But again, what's your take on the postings of NYSC core members?
Yeah, the minister that came on here to kind of tell young Nigerians to go to the place of primary assignment, place of posting, could have at the back of his mind that he's putting some things in place in terms of security. I don't know. But the National Council of Nigeria has come up with a position about 2 weeks ago, trying to tell the government to come rescind his idea of posting young Nigerians to troubled states where the security is not guaranteed. And the better part of it is that the DG actually kind of key into that agenda. When you go through the dailies, he actually said they should come back and come and take new posting letters to new states. The position of the National Council of Nigeria that if the security of young Nigerians cannot be guaranteed, why do you have to post them there? The experience last year during the election in Bauchi and other stuff, there was a practical experience that one of the core members ran into a police station. What saved him was that he bears a Arabic name. It's a Yoruba guy and could speak a little Hausa. That was what kept him there. Other that bears English name, they pushed them out of that police station for those who wants to attack them. So the position is just clear that, look, if parents have invested so much in a child from nursery school to higher institution, and you're saying that it's a compulsory assignment, we young Nigerians are the gratuity of our parents. We are the pension of our parents. Those who died in the national assignment last year, they gave them just 5 million. Somebody that invested so much over these years, can 5 million cover up for those investments, or cover up for these parents would have, one way or the other, could have been the pepper seller, the rural dwellers that have struggled, that this is somebody that will liberate my family. This is somebody that will take off from that poverty line to another level of comfort. And it just died like that. And it's just only 5 million. You see, there's no insurance. Even they tell you there is insurance cover for Nigeria core members, let us come up, let's see the policy. To how much? To a tune of how much is the policy? Is the premium you NYSC is paying to the insurance company? Who is the insurance company that's giving them cover? And you're talking about national assignment. You see, we couldn't fool ourselves. I think the minister could say that he has security in place, but is he in charge of the security? Can he control the security? Then, quote and unquote, who is in charge of our security in this country today? Our position, personal position, is that, look, let the 19 states in the north, let the core members, they have their data. If a Bauchi indigene, post them to Bauchi. The people that kill them, they know their sons, they know their people. So definitely, if you parents will open your eyes in Bauchi or in Maiduguri or in Kano, somewhere else, and will see a neighbor coming to kill your ward, I think that will answer something. So that's it for us to.
Are you bothered that would, at the end of the day, defeat the whole essence of the NYSC if you post people to their own states of origin?
It won't. Let me just. You see, things changes. What is constant in life is change. His Excellency, when he came up with the idea in 1974, General Gowon, he wants a cultural interplay, cultural exchange ideas, intermarriage system, all those stuff. Nigeria is not too large compared to the number of people, number of young people that are graduates as at that time. Look at the population of Nigeria as at today. Look at the level of awareness today. Look at the number of people that goes to school today and becomes graduates, quote and unquote. You see, what needed to be done is review of the policy of the NYSC. Do you know that a lot of people eat fat from this program? So definitely sitting down to review some certain things might be difficult. But we young people know where it pinches. How can I go to school for so many years? My parents have suffered over me for so many years. And the next thing is for me to go to where I will not be rest assured that I interact with a fellow colleague of mine who's a graduate, who I don't even know who it probably is planted to attack me one of these days or what have you.
You know, a host of Nigerians will share a concern concerning security in some parts of the north. But let's also take a look at your recommendation that says that the policy should, or the law should now also read, because I mean the law will have to be amended for that kind of thing to happen, where people who come from Bauchi or come from Lagos are sent to Lagos to serve, and people who come from Edo, or, you know, okay, your recommendation rests with the 19 states in the north, where people who come from these states in the north should be sent there to serve. But isn't that in contravention of the law? Because the minister who has been speaking says his position is that of the law. The purpose of the NYSC scheme is for national integration. It's supposed to help foster understanding of other parts of the country. That's why you're posted from wherever it is that your state of origin is and where you schooled to another region entirely, so you can learn about the people. And in most cases, a host of people can testify that it's actually broadened their knowledge of their own country. So wouldn't it just be contradictory now for us to start saying, okay, let us send them people from this state serving your state?
Thank you very much. You see, we are in the computer age. If I want to know what is happening in Maiduguri now, all I need to go is to go to Google or go to...
What does Google tell you?
It tells you, you can come up with news.
That's what it will come up with. Does it tell you how the people live?
You see, let me just come up with this idea. The essence of going to school is for you that you have learned something, and you want to take back to the society, probably develop in one way or the other. You'll be posted to somewhere for your primary assignment, either school, either what have you, to develop. The essence of the intercultural relationship is dying down. The most important thing is development now. You see, they play around that sentiment that, look, you know what is going on in Ibadan. If you're a northerner, you come around. If you're an easterner, you go to, if you're a southwesterner, you go to southeast. You know how a southeasterner lives and what have you. Is that the primary objective of the NYSC? It is not. It is one out of so lots. And the major thing that they do post some of these young people to these areas is to go and develop that area, basically. Use your expertise as a graduate. If you're a medical doctor and you think this area needs some medical touch, you can synthesize, you can conscientize, you can tell them, just like talking about polio, talking about lead, this thing. So as an expert in that area, if you're a town planner, you can actually come up with ideas that, look, you can actually plan your area this way and all those stuff. The integration, the cultural integration and some other things, national integration is fizzling out gradually.
Maybe so for you, but let's get a little personal now. I'm sure you participated in the NYSC.
Yeah, I did. I served in the East.
What did you in the East?
Yeah.
How was your experience there?
It was fun.
Do you think that the experience that you had there could have been gotten in your state of origin in front of a computer?
No, you see, I just came up with the idea of just computer. It's just one out of it that, look, if you're talking about having a first-hand experience of one thing, that we are in a jet age, that I can get information, I go to different web page, I go to different things, I can still see some things. If I don't have the resources to get to that place, and I can still say something without just being blank about the whole thing. I'm just saying it's just one aspect of it. You see, we're talking about the practical experience, that my experience interacting with people and what have you. Look, let us be practical. You just need to even bring a young core member and ask them. I'm talking about present situation. I'm not talking about then. Then it has not failed. I'm not saying the system is failing. I'm not saying the program has failed. But I'm telling you, the paramount thing is because we are alive, I'm talking. Because we are alive, we are here presenting. For God's sake.
Would it make it any difference if we say the NYSC that is almost 40 years old, created in 1973, is, well, for instance, the security agents, if they come to say this is the assurance that they're giving to the corps members and parents, will that make any difference if you say the comments from the minister really doesn't give some kind of bite and meaning to all of this?
You see, my heart bleeds when you talk about providing security. I'm a little bit want to be personal. Look at what happened in Jos. Look at what happened since last year. Those areas you're talking about, they said they don't want Boko Haram, you know the meaning, but virtue that book or anything conventional, they don't want it. But those improvised mechanism they are doing is from knowledge, European knowledge and what have you. You see, let me just, something is clear. How can you say you want to provide security? People came into Jos with camouflage and what have you and killed people. Some group of people have been killing people in this country. You have not apprehended one person and prosecuted that person.
But again, if you look at it, those corps members who died, during that post-election violence was as a result of the post-election violence. It wasn't as if anyone went to camps or to attack them.
Let me just, you see, we need to be practical, sure. But look at the crop of people that will be posted to that place, Muslim, Christians, what have you. And in that place that there will be gathering of corps members, probably corpus fellowship or what have you, and they don't want such in that area. They want to, which are part of the right of a young Nigerian, that I can fellowship, I can go and worship anywhere I can, and they don't want such in that area. That one is enough insecurity for government to rethink about the process of posting them to those trouble spots. Because if they were their kids, I know they'll be so sensitive about it. Look at a whole senator, an assembly member was killed.
Do you think someone is working so hard to making this whole process fail? Talking about the NYSC, because if we have to marry that with the rumor that was bandied around yesterday that there was some kind of a death or explosion in a camp, which turns out not to be true. Do you think that's well, it's been confirmed. Maybe, perhaps we should just take this and see what the governor of Bauchi State has to say concerning that particular news that filtered in through the social networks and some other media that there were some death in the camp in his home state.
If Nigerians, satanic Nigerians, are allowed to continue doing these things, not only killing people with reckless abandon, as we've witnessed recently in the Plateau and some other parts of the country, but going to the extent of creating lies ostensibly to bring down the government of the Federation. This is what it means, because this could have created a lot of panic all over the country, all over the NYSC camps, and then coppers would have started, scampering up and down, going back to their own states. So it is really shocking, and we Nigerians must stand up to these, challenges, and make sure that we expose these people. And we should support Mr. President in the fight to stabilize this country. It's not only him that will do this job. Each and every Nigerian, each and every patriotic Nigerian must stand up to support the president in this fight.
Well, Governor of Bauchi State, Isaiah Guda, so what do you make of that?
Yeah, you see, it is just the apathy that young Nigeria has got for those northern states.
No, but again, someone started a story that is untrue. Someone started it by saying people have been killed,
you see,
when actually it wasn't so.
That's the problem with a social network. The last time when there was this Dana crash, a lot of people are sending pictures. I had to refute some. That this is not a picture. This is a picture of bombing December. It is. How can you say that these are the burnt people inside an aircraft? So as I send this some to some other people to refute that, don't stop sending this kind of a thing. That is part of those things. The young people, they play around with those things. But I just want to reiterate that, look, you can assure us that there is safety in the camp, safety in that area, in those states. But how guaranteed is that statement?
The thing, someone would say that, do you think that because yesterday's rumor was particularly painful, some people felt that at that particular point, some parents who had children there could have collapsed.
Yeah.
If anyone had a medical condition, it could have led to an early grave only and simply because of a rumor that was that strong and was a little difficult to confirm until much later in the day. Do you think that the people who were behind that particular rumor should be brought to book?
Can you actually get them?
They can get them.
Because all these things is a social network. It's just news flying around through text message, through you ping your friends and what have you. At the moment you get it, it's part of the negative effect of social
let's
network.
assume that they can get them. Do you think that it should be prosecuted if they can be got?
Yeah, they should, because it's a false rumor. If you are not confirmed something, why do you have to do that? There are rules, there are laws that are against such things. You understand what I'm saying? But the major thing is that young people themselves could do this. Not that somebody is behind. It could be those core members who have refused to go and pick their call up letter, to just allow people to have sympathy for them, that they want to stay back or repost it to somebody.
But when you found out that it wasn't true yesterday, was it sympathy that came to your mind?
No. It wasn't sympathy, but I was so apprehensive. What could have been happening in this country?
Let's visit again the position of the DG of NYSC and the position of the minister. It will be recalled that after protests and commentaries by well-meaning Nigerians, the DG of NYSC said that for coppers being sent to Borno and Yobe states, they should now do their camp in Benue and Nasarawa states. Yeah. And it seemed that a host of people were pacified with that particular announcement, only for us to now be told that the minister did not support that, and he is overruling it, saying that his position is the position of the law. Did you support the DG's earlier comments that coppers should be posted, or coppers who were posted to those troubled states, be allowed to do their camp in Benue and Nasarawa states?
Yeah, for safety. I think the DG gave it a human face. The good thing is that the new minister happens to be a lawyer. He was a former Attorney General in Sokoto State before he was appointed the Minister for Youth Development. So you know the basic things about the law, and you know the law is an ass. You know, a law is made for man. You know what I'm saying? But you must give human face that will not affect the law to everything you do in life. If I believe my child, I've seen somebody that was posted to Borno, not even when there is crisis. For the mere fact is, the mother saw the call-up letter Borno, he had to ask the world to stay behind and has to use influence that you won't follow this batch, you follow another batch. Please, can you just redeploy, because this my child has some peculiar some ailment and what have you, and they redeploy back to another state closer to the parents.
Now you're talking about law also. Should we also be talking about rights for the NYSC members? Because we understand that there are a whole lot that they cannot do. They cannot protest. They cannot even reject. The core members can't protest.
Who says? The fundamental human right in the 1999 Constitution is clear.
But the laws guiding the NYSC members,
yeah, it's clear,
doesn't give you any right or room to protest.
The only place that can interpret those statutes, the two statute books, is the law court. If the NYSC and a group of people go to court and ask for a redress, and under the social section, I have a right to life, right to this, right to that, and under the national interest, the Attorney General of the Federation go to court to defend the NYSC directorate and say that, yeah, you have to go to that place. That it's just like the saga about the changing of the name of school and what have you. The concerned Nigerians went to court to seek redress. So anybody can actually go to court and go and challenge some of these laws that created the NYSC.
Well,
and
you said
the basic right of young Nigerians.
What's the place of the National Youth Council of Nigeria and the Ministry of Youth?
We cannot say Minister of Youth go to hell, because the Minister of Youth is providing leadership. It's also supporting the NYSC. The NYSC happens to be the umbrella body for the entire Nigerian youth, but that's our constituency. We always protect our constituency first. As that, don't post our young Nigerians to trouble spots, to trouble states.
Let us ask, I know that you're not a lawyer, and as a layman, do you think that the provisions of the rules setting up the NYSC, saying that coppers must not be sent to, or must be sent to states other than states of their origin, can be fulfilled even in the present circumstance?
It can. You see, my own position is that if you take somebody from Yobe to Maiduguri, it's still in Northerner. From Niger to Benue, it's still in Northerner. From probably close states, you have not defaulted anything in that law or that section. I said you should not serve in your state of origin or state of abode or what have you. If you are posted, if you are in Ibadan, if you are in your state, posted to Osun or posted to Lagos, you are still within that area. You can still perform your national assignment and contribute to the development of that locality or to that place you're posted to. So the issue of that it has to be a kind of further places than where you served or where you schooled. You see, that's what I said. When you go to court, you can just go and interpret it. If I tell you that, okay, I'm a negotiator, and I said, okay, he said the policy says or the law says I will serve outside my state of origin, post me to Ibadan or your state, or post me to Ogun State, a neighboring state. Okay, why do they consider the health issue? That if a student or a core member is asthmatic and you're posting him to a very dry place that has hazy environment and what have you, do you want to kill that place? So if that law could recognize that health comes forth, it's because if they are alive, that's where they can develop. That's where they can contribute to the development of the country. So why can't you post? There's no law that says that if you're a southerner, you must be posted to a northern state or eastern state or what have you. It's just that you should not. So
do you think that we'll be given into terrorism? Because they have said that, one of the things that terror seeks to do is create fear in you, so much so that you cannot do anything and you're paralyzed out of the fear of terror, which is the primary purpose of terrorism in the very first instance. Do you think that we'll be given into terrorism if we say that we're not going to be sending our coppers to some of those troubled states, as it were?
You see, the issue of terrorism, you see, most of the things that we're hearing in the news, that there is a porous, a kind of a porous system in the northern part in terms of
porous border.
Porous border, that the Fulanis, herdsmen, the Libyans, the Niger, they come in to attack Nigerians. The definition of terrorism has a lot of definition. Who are involved in terrorism? And if you now say that, it's going to kind of post a kind of a picture of terrorism in that aspect. If I'm serving in a place that I know that my life is secured, I'll put in on my best. But if you are posting me to where people attack on a daily basis, even though if I go there, you won't get the best from me because I'll be living in fear. And it is clear. I didn't mean there is no scare or a bomb scare, there is no attack. Just look from first, second, third day of July, the killing every Sunday, it is constant. That's Saturday, Sunday, people are dying.
If you want them to stay off, a quick one here, is it a temporary stay off from those troubled spots or permanently they shouldn't?
No, it's a temporary stay off. If the whole thing has calmed down, and those people who are saying they are fighting that it must be an Islamized state, the Boko Haram comes on air on a daily basis to affirm their action, that they did this, they did that, and nobody has done anything. So why should we now subject the life of young Nigerians, future governor, future minister, future president, and just let them go like that. And parents too. You see, I must share the sentiment of parents. Parents that have invested so much on young people, on their children, and they will just die. You say you are paying some compensation. Some of them are aged that they cannot even walk. They're expecting to sit back and see their children even walk. Let me give you a scenario. It's in 2009, when I was still the president of the National Council of Nigeria, I submitted a memorandum. Honorable Depo, who is the House Committee Chairman on Youth Development. The purpose of this, there in those days, when you serve, immediately you serve, there is a ready-made job for you. But it's not like that this today. I submitted a memorandum of the Nigerian youth that, look, do you know that we can have a social security allowance for all Nigerians, youth, within 18 to 35. Look at they're coming up with the PIN now, the personal identification number. There'll be a soft code on that card, because it's going to be a machine readable card. That if you go there to go and register, what's your age, what do you do, all those data will be there. I'm a student, I'm this and that. Each in a local government, excess crude oil, money, if it's going to be 10,000, there'll be a legislation. I submitted those things. A legislation should say that if you are within age 18 and 35 and you are not engaged economically in terms of getting a job, that stock code will be there. You can collect 10,000 naira as social security allowance. The moment you are engaged by any labor force or workforce, they insert that thing, it blocks that thing, that soft code that this person is engaged, is no more, is earning salary somewhere, no matter how small the salary may be. I did that, and I gave an analysis where they could get this money. Wow. So this are part of those things that we need. Look at the Vision 2020 document. They have 4 special interest group. I served in the youth. I was the chairman of the special interest group on youth. Come and see our position. But these policies are just there, not implemented.